Good morning everyone, Happy New Year. Let's catch some of the sunrise and busier than I expected, and see how much the town suffered with the hordes. Hopefully it's not too bad, but we'll get down to the park, catch the sunrise there. As you can see, there's some shops opening up, very few. Of course, for some people, we are approaching the evening of New Year's Day. Security cameras are kicking off. Something must have happened. That don't sound too healthy. Fire brigade. Hopefully that was nothing. Maybe just out for training. We have, as you maybe can see it, I'm not sure what it's going to show. The sun is coming up over the horizon. We're getting some gorgeous colours. Trying to race it down to the park. Not sure if we'll make it, but we'll try. So with the new year, I suppose we have to talk about resolutions, plans, all manner of daft stuff like that. Well, the first thing is I don't do resolutions. Set you up to fail. You're better off just trying to be a little bit better than you were last time around. Plans? Now I have a few of those for this year. A few changes. There's going to be, oh, there goes a cat. We're going to be looking at the first of every month live stream. Now that could be one of these walks, might be on location somewhere, it may just be from a desk. Haven't quite decided what that's going to entail just yet, so quite festive. Also, we're going to be having a trip a month. Now I have 2 internationals planned already this year. Other things quite local, car meets, some history stuff. Had a few people ask for some local history. And then the year of shorts that was last year is not going to continue. There will still be quite a lot, but it won't be as sort of serious, I don't think. Credit to those people who do that day in, day out on all the platforms. It's a lot harder than I expected. And then, yeah, a few trips abroad, see some friends and other creators. Got some videos lined up which are currently embargoed, but definitely worth watching when they come out, or at least I think so, especially if you like classic cars. But other than that, the channel's going to mostly stay the same. Lots of fun, novelty, and we're just going to see how it goes this year. I'm incredibly thankful for everybody who has followed me over the last few years, whether you've been here 5 minutes or 5 years. I appreciate you all. And oh, hello, whoever's just popped in. When the chat finally wakes up, I'll be able to see. Yeah, so If anybody's got anything they would like to see, whether it be local or not local, or let me know, drop it in the chat, drop it in the comments. I think we've all seen enough Christmas related stuff for a year or two now. There we go. So this is the town, one of the main roads through it. Of course Subway would be open. 7:45, New Year's morning, you're going to need a Subway. I think we'll just make it to the park for sunrise proper. Hopefully there'll be a coffee shop open. It's been a long night, no partying for me. But hello to whoever's watching, please feel free to jump into the chat. You know, we like to keep it friendly and peaceful. You know, the usual sort of, we avoid the politics and subjects that might wind people up. This is one of the pubs which was open last night. Seems to be in pretty good order actually. It's just been refit. Very clean, very nice. I spent the night at work, which was alright actually. It's quite a good night. Very relaxed. So yeah, this is the Wellingborough Road through Northampton. Do you know what? I reckon it's like every main street in every town, everywhere. Happy New Year to you. Lots of firework debris, absolutely everywhere. This is the only problem we have with them being somewhat unrestricted. They get set off in the street. Something definitely happened because all the surveillance cameras are active. Might have been the fireworks. It's actually busier out than I thought it would be. Usually it's rather dead along here. But there we go, eh? 2026 has arrived. Not quite sure what happened to 25, it flew by. I hope everyone had a fun night, a safe night. And for those few countries still... Is there any countries left actually? No. Maybe there is still waiting to celebrate. So those little atoll islands maybe. I hope you have a good night. This poor gimbal has still not recovered from the freezing of the other night. Might be time to replace it, it's a few years old now. Not waterproof. So as you can see along here we have a lot of old townhouses. Most of them are now like bed and breakfasts. For, you know, those who aren't familiar with them, it's like Airbnb after a fashion. Somewhere between a hotel and a bunkhouse. A lot of charity shops along here as well. Yeah, it's reasonably clean, which is nice. They've obviously been out already to clean up. Yeah, so it's a lovely morning here. It's, I think, just above freezing. Maybe, I don't know, 1 or 2 degrees, sort of, what's that, sort of 34, 35 Fahrenheit, something like that. There's one of those real posh G-Wagon. I don't know, you can't really see it, can you? It's a wrapping shop where they do all those, what do you call it, like vinyl covers. It's a big thing out here apparently. hello whoever's just popped in, Happy New Year. Hope you had a good one. We're currently just taking a walk through my hometown, or part of it I should say. We came out just to see how bad it was after the partying of the night before. There was a lot of fireworks, more than I've seen in years. It's a nice looking dog. Morning. However, it's rather clean. I'm very impressed. And that was me tripping over the floor. So if you're in the chat, feel free to say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. I'd like to see who's tuning in and where from. There go the old e-scooters. I think we've sadly missed the pink light on the sun today. But what can you do, eh? Still a lovely morning. First of the year. All's fresh. Get a good start on it. So this will not be a particularly long. We'll get to the park, have a wander around. Fingers crossed the coffee shop is open. There's a cyclist doing the newspaper rounds. Yeah, so we'll see if the coffee shop's open. Have a quick walk around the park. The museum won't be open. I'm a little too old to be playing on the swings. And vastly too out of shape. Wander down to the duck pond and see where the day takes us. This coming up on the left is another very popular pub, the Abington. Used to be the Abington Public House, and I think if you go far enough back, it was in fact the Abington Hotel, which, given its size, gives you an idea of how popular this park was in the late Victorian, Georgian eras. Head over to the park now. It's rare to see it this quiet around here. I love it when it's like this. It's a real contrast to the rest of the week, and the weekend especially. Unfortunately, between now and late spring, the park has no real activities on, I don't think. We have, through the summer, your bandstands and a variety of very traditional English style bands, you know, brass bands, collieries, string bands, college, singing groups. Makes for a very enjoyable weekend. So that's the bandstand over there in the centre. And it would appear the coffee shop is open. Yes, it looks like it is. Wonderful. But this is one half of the park. Morning. Over to this side we have... I never get this the right way around. Is it lawn bowls or crown green bowls? Boules, which I think is the French version. And a couple of table tennis setups. Now, if anyone knows if that's the correct way to pronounce boules, boule, the one where you throw the ball in the air, that one. That is a very popular sport here. I don't know anyone who plays it myself, but it is always quite busy in the daytimes. all these benches are memorial benches for families, individuals. They're quite nice. A lot of them have touching messages, flowers. So right, let's see. That's the bandstand in the centre there. It's got to be 100 something, 130 years maybe old. And that earthen mound in the centre of the screen is locally referred to as Tank Hill. The story comes from, I think it was after the Second World War, to raise money for, I think, the army. It might have been the Benevolent Fund. They brought a tank to the park for everyone to have a look at, drum up a bit of trade, a bit of charity. And it didn't take long for the tank to then, I suppose, go back into service, not survive, disappear, whatever. And the locals, of course, it's buried under the dirt. It's not. But it's a really nice bit of folklore. Over on this side, we have some cottages which belong to private ownership in the middle of the park, if you can afford to buy them. Some tennis courts in the background there, and then in the middle behind that tree is a memorial rose garden. Obviously at this time of year there's nothing to see. I think I have a shot from last summer. When it's in full bloom, it's quite astounding. Lots of roses, amazing amount of butterflies, bumblebees, birds, you name it. This is the old, I guess, Abington Manor. It's now a museum. History of Northampton. I shall walk past that in a second. This is Birdcage Walk. We have a selection of different birds from various parts of the globe. Can't really see anything. They're all safely tucked away. But we have parrots, parakeets, cockatiels, finches, peacocks, and some of those funky chickens with the furry feet. That look like wearing moon boots. So this is the, trying to get it all in the screen. Hello to whoever's just come in. So this is the museum in the park now. It's the old manor. It's a nice building inside actually. Very big, quite a bit to see. A lot of the history of Northampton's regiment, obviously. And periodically the courtyard in the centre plays host to Shakespeare plays. Which, if you're into Shakespeare, unfortunately it's closed through the winter. It's a volunteer run, so can't complain. That's Abington Church and Graveyard. Need to speak to the vicar about videoing in there. I don't want to disrespect him or the parishioners or the family who have people resting there. But for it. So, as far as New Year's morning walk home from work goes, this is quite enjoyable. Very pleasant weather. Yes, the coffee shop is, whilst appearing to be open, is not fully open. Never mind. Let's cross over here and go see what ducks we've got. Unfortunately, like a lot of places, duck flu has taken everything. Ooh. I just missed whoever that was. Hello, Dark Crawler. Why do I know that name? Oh, it's going to bug now. I hope you had yourself a great new year. Nice early start. Joining us on this walkabout. We have a fairly recent... I thought it was you, Franco. Hope you're keeping well, you and your missus and the family. So that's our fairly recently renovated, last 5-10 years, playground for the kids. They love it here. It's popular location, and then just a main walk down to the bird pond with these seemingly growing in popularity static exercise equipment. Is it not enough we come and walk around the park? Not too bad, Anko, not too bad. Knocked off work, heading home. Figured we'd enjoy the scenery together. So yes, we have. Do you know what? I've never seen anyone use half of this stuff. I'm not about to demonstrate it because I have no idea. And then we have the jungle gym equipment up on the left here, hidden behind the trees. I'll be the first to admit if I go near that, I'll just need an ambulance within 30 seconds. So we'll swing back around here. Now, one of the things this park has always been famous for is the train in the kids' playground. Growing up, we all played on it. It was the thing, it was the activity, the thing to do. Unfortunately, like a lot of things, it got burned down repeatedly, and it went from being a very sizable piece of playground equipment to, well, it's a little disappointing by comparison. If I can find the link to the original photos, I'll put it in the description later, but it's not as good as it was. So this park, when it belonged to the manor, was a hunting park. At the far side we have a set of gate stands. Over this side here we have a water tower, now affectionately referred to as Pigeon Tower. Double points if you can guess why. That's a rose garden in there. Again, no roses this time of year. Morning. That garden is, I believe, sponsored by the Rotary Club. In fact, let's go and have a little look. If anyone asks, we took the footpath. That's it, it's a peace garden, there we go. Ooh. Friends from Northampton Park and the Rotarians, that was it. Oops, someone's dropped their gloves. So, all around this pole in the centre, it says, "May peace prevail on earth" in 8 or 9 languages. I can't be certain. Yeah, it's a really nice addition. And this is the little plaque. Friends from Northampton Park. That's one of the guys who helped install this. And it was to celebrate, 100 years of the Rotary Club of Northampton. These guys give a serious amount of cash to local charities. I know a lot of people think of those sort of clubs a bit elitist or whatever, but they have done wonders around here. They really do reach out. That's the old changing rooms for the football pitches, now defunct. The pitches exist, they don't. Mostly due to crime. Oh, now, there we go, just catching the last of the sunrise hitting the clouds over the back there. This year we've been quite lucky. If you're a photographer who enjoys landscaping, then the weather's been perfect. It's been cold, clear and dry. Some of the photos we've had this year, brilliant, absolutely amazing. So here we have the lake, which it's quite busy today. A few pigeons, geese, coots, moorhen, and a really, really angry duck. So this is some of what you'll find here. Haven't seen the mandarin ducks in some get quite life here. Several birds of prey. I'm not sure if he's on there. No, it's not on there, but we also have quite a lot of bats, which, you know, really adds to it. But yeah, that's the lake. Yes, we shall go. Let's go around to the left. It's less likely to be under works. Morning to you. Morning. So, for those who aren't familiar with the UK, this is a public park. There's no closure times like some places. I would encourage people not to walk through it at night on their own. That's a very vocal duck. But it's a really nice park, winter or summer. There's always something to see. For the most part, oh crikey, yeah. This gimbal is definitely on its way out. Yeah, for the most part, lots of nature. We have had some flooding here in the last couple of weeks, but that was just mainly groundwater moving through. And then just sort of spans on up. Morning. We have a little boating lake to the top here. I don't imagine there'll be much there today. Let's have a look. Ah yes, the famous Northampton waterfall. Nope, nothing on the boating lake. Sometimes it's remote control boats. It's only knee deep. Sometimes you get the swan pedalos. Occasionally some rowboats, if that's your thing. There's a tower. You can't get inside, it's completely sealed off. And then that's the view from the top. And the other side, let's wander around this way, see if we can't find anything. But this is our local park. It's pretty good, you know, we're lucky to have it. A lot of content has been filmed here on my channel over the years. We have lots of events here in the summer, lots of fun fairs, carnivals to the Americans. There used to be a remote control car club that would meet here. The only thing you can't do is fly drones, but then apparently there's been some law change in the UK, so you might as well not own a drone at the moment, sadly. Franco, if you're still here, you can probably update me on that law. I know you're into your drones. And there we have this year's and last year's swans. Yeah, the brown mottling gives it away. And some more memorial benches. They've started fitting the benches now with full-time flower holders to keep them just looking a bit tidier, which I think is rather nice. Obviously that person was a service person. We shall push on. There you go, Northampton, New Year's morning. Not too bad really, not too bad. Could be warmer, could be a lot colder. But for those who are just joining, we've just had a walk through the town, into the park. Someone's upset the birds. And yeah, no time like the present to get out and enjoy it. Well, there we go. Coming up on a half hour, I shall stop droning on and boring you all to tears. Leave you with this beautiful view. We are very lucky here. I wish you all what you want from it. Come. Thanks for being here. See you all later.